In your headlines, the TCI Regiment welcomes 20 additional Marines. The governor's residence in Grand Turk has reopened its historic doors, and 27 volunteers met at the pier at the Beaches Resort for their first community event of the year. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providencial is your #1 source for news. I'm Erica Pinales, delivering the latest from across the country this Thursday, March 24th, 2022, right to your door. Newswatch starts now. Civil servants are now closer than ever to receiving their long-deprived pensions and gratuities after the swift passage of the Public Sector Employee Fund Bill 2022 in the House last week. More details in this report.
Last Thursday, March 17, the reinstatement of the civil servants' pensions and gratuities was finally realized through the unanimous approval and passage of the Public Sector Employee Fund Bill 2022 and the Pension Amendment Bill 2022. The government has committed over $30 million to the scheme in the new fiscal year commencing on April 1st. This will see the delivery of terminal benefits for current public sector employees as part of the Public Sector Employee Pension Plan. This investment will aid in the first phase of the implementation of the plan to provide complete funding for contributions of both employer and employees. The bill provides for the establishment of a defined contribution pension plan for public sector employees, whereby 6% of employees' salaries will be paid into a pension plan for their benefit upon departure from the public sector, through all circumstances including resignation, dismissal, redundancy, disability, and also retirement. The Pension Amendment Bill reinstates the options for civil servants employed prior to April 6, 1992 to elect to receive gratuity payments and a reduced pension upon retirement. Amendments also secure the right to a pension for all employees who complete a minimum of 30 years of service in the public sector, eradicating the requirement to retire at the age of 60 in order to secure their pension. Civil Service Association President Marco Williams says he and the association's executive body are overjoyed to have played such a vital role in the reinstatement. He notes that the re-implementation of terminal benefits has always been one of the association's priorities, and they are happy to see it come to fruition. He thanked the Deputy Governor, Anya Williams, for her relentless work to see the process to this stage, saying the association looks forward to many more positive collaborations on behalf of public servants. The Deputy Governor, who is head of the civil service, says the passage of the legislations marked the accomplishment of a major milestone for the public service. For his part, the Premier Honorable Washington Mizik describes the investment in the new pension and gratuity program as the single largest investment in the public service, which follows on from a $50 million investment during his last term in office as Minister of Finance. At that time, $50 million was directly invested into public servants' pay through the reinstatement of a 10% pay cut in February 2013. The implementation of the pay and grading review in April 2015 amounting to $9 million and a 2.5% salary increase in April 2016, providing a further $4 million for public servants. The Premier says that as a former police officer and civil servant, the well-being of the civil service will always be a priority for him and his government. He assures that it will continue to rank high on his government's agenda. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Alts.
On March 15, 2022, a group of 27 volunteers met at the pier at the Beaches Resort for their first community event of the year. Take a look. 27 volunteers from the Beaches Resort volunteered to put together their first community event of the year, a beaches cleanup which ended at the Lower Bight Kids Park. We gathered that a total of 31 bags of garbage were collected and that the initial route was from Beaches Pier to the Coral Gardens Beach. However, the team saw it fit to also clean up the Lower Bight Kids Park as well. To bring about change, you must be the one willing to change or make the change. The Beaches Resort believes that as tourism is the main source of revenue generated in the TCI, if we do not start to preserve our beautiful beaches, a few years from now, we will have a lot of regrets. As we've seen in previous newscasts, environmentalists all over the Turks and Caicos are becoming aware of the declining global issue of climate change and pollution, and they all commonly agree on one thing. Climate change is an issue that will affect all of us, and we must do something differently and act now before it's too late. The Beaches Resort says, "We have to be that change we want to see in the community," thanking the volunteers for taking time out of their schedules to contribute to the environment, as well as for doing their part, putting in the work, and for maintaining TCI beautiful by nature, for assisting in the preservation of our beautiful beaches. Don't go anywhere, more News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to News Watch. 20 additional Marines, brand new headquarters, modern weapon systems, and more for the TCI Regiment in 2022. More in this report.
The TCI Regiment is expanding its numbers, having selected an additional 20 new recruits for training. Training is expected to get underway with a training team from the United Kingdom expected to arrive soon. This week, Captain Francis Clinton and Captain Adrian Parker returned from Bermuda, where they were undergoing further operational development, alongside officers from other overseas territories regiments. Governor Nigel Dakin revealed this week that another group of Marines will be sent off to Bermuda for additional training, then on to a U.S. Marine base in North Carolina to be trained to become non-commissioned officers, that is, sergeants and corporals in the regiment. He says it is these non-commissioned officers who are the backbone of any military force, leading small, agile teams able to support the police, immigration, and DDME tasks on sea or land at any time. Turning to the promised headquarters for the regiment, Governor Dakin announced that the land has been purchased. Added to that, the regiment can expect an impressive suite of modern weapon systems very soon. And by the end of this financial year, the regiment will have the vehicles and fast boats that will take it to the next level. According to the governor, the buildup of the regiment is deliberately incremental, although they are already well ahead of where they had hoped the regiment would be at this time. He credits this to the Marines' commitments and team ethos. Meanwhile, on Sunday, 3 Marines, Earl Henry, Jaheim Clinton, and Dixie Smith, will have their Pasional Parade at the Royal Academy Sandhurst, where they have been undergoing intensive training for the past few months. The 3 had left for training in late January, and they are the second batch of Marines to have received this specialized training, the first being Captains Adrian Parker and Francis Clinton. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Als.
4 years after the extensive damage caused by Hurricanes Irma and Maria, Waterloo, the governor's residence in Grand Turk, has reopened its historic doors. Take a look.
This past Tuesday, Governor Nigel Dakin and his wife hosted guests at the newly repaired and renovated residence Waterloo. Since being pounded by the 2017 hurricanes, the historic house has been uninhabitable. A gem of a house, the governor reflected on his Instagram account. It was constructed in 1815, and it's seen 207 years of TCI's history. The governor says back in 2019, during his inauguration speech, he'd expressed hopes to both preserve and improve. And that's what's been done with the newly renovated building. The governor says, quote, like TCI, it's bounced back stronger from the adversity of the last few years, end quote. Work on the building started in early 2020, but slowed down due to the pandemic, with initial hopes that it would have been completed in the summer of 2021. Waterloo is a Bermuda-style house, well known for its open-air kitchen. Governor Dakin says the fabric of the building has been strengthened, making it better to survive future disaster, but that the integrity of the design remains true to the original. He assures that those visiting will not notice a huge, if any, serious change. But if the exterior celebrates the past, he and his wife hope the interior speaks to a bright, optimistic future for the TCI. The work of local artists are exhibited on the walls of the house, all of which are available for purchase, and an expansive space was created by removing false ceilings. The governor says the historic dining room table remains, but that the furniture is there to be minimalist, relaxing, and hopefully put people who are visiting at ease. The gardens, always beautiful, have been tidied, and the amount of foliage slightly reduced to provide light and space, but framed with verdant green and vibrant colors. Governor Dakin says the house and its grounds should be seen as a national asset, and he now looks forward to hosting all those organizations and groups who once held events there, as well as increasing access to it. He encouraged, quote, if you have a cause that is designed to help others and improve their well-being, that is for youth, adults, or senior citizens, let's use Waterloo to help you achieve your charitable goals, end quote. The governor did indicate in the post that this is his final year in the TCI. He says, quote, in our final year, we can now spend far more time in the nation's capital and use Waterloo to help others generate a whole host of activities which we hope can enrich the island's social life, end quote. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Isles.
Don't touch that remote, we'll be right back. Coming up next is your weather forecast.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Here's the latest in your weather forecast. Here's your weather forecast for March 25th, 2022. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Friday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, wind southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For South Caicos, partly cloudy skies, high 81, low 76, wind southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 83, low 75, wind southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For Parrot and Pine Key, partly cloudy skies, high 82, low 75, wind southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And on Providenciales, partly cloudy skies, high 82, low 75, wind southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:49 a.m., sunset 7:02 p.m. And for your high tides and low tides, high tides 1:53 a.m., 2:24 p.m., and low tides 8:25 a.m., 8:28 p.m. And that's it for your weather forecast. We'll be right back with more News Watch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future. I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Debbie Ann Jolie, the stammering communicator, in collaboration with TND Communications, will host its first reputation marketing workshop for Caribbean entrepreneurs. Here's more. On Saturday, April 9th, 2022, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., Debbie Ann Jolie, known as the Stammering Communicator, is partnering with TND Communications in hosting a workshop for Caribbean entrepreneurs. The workshop, themed Grow Your Business from the Caribbean, is a virtual event focused on teaching Caribbean-based service providers how to successfully manage their individual and business reputations so they can grow their brand and increase sales globally and not just in the Caribbean. Debbie Ann Jolie, a marketing strategist, business development consultant, and communications specialist, along with Tessa Drayton, both of Trinidad and Tobago, have joined forces to lead and drive change in their respective fields while serving the needs of their Caribbean neighbors. Entrepreneurs who have been in business for a year up to 5 years, small and medium-sized businesses, C-suite executives, and managers will get the opportunity to learn and benefit from the knowledge, experience, and strategies of two leading women in the marketing and communications industry. Attendees can reportedly look forward to learning about leadership and reputation management, customer retention strategies, and how to remain competitive in the business world. That brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptva.tci.com. I'm Erica Pinales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated until next time.